My name is Harry. I'm from London.
Meghan Markle here.
To be created. Okay, so that's that. Let's move on. Oh my god, this is a thread. All right, so this is a long thread. I don't know if I'm gonna go over all of it, but let's see how it goes. I share on my community board. Where is it? There it is. This. Okay, Albania just hit Trump where it hurt. They froze land, money, and asset for Jared Kushner. So I post something similar to that on my community board. So this is another tweet that's talking about it. Breaking: Albania could arrest and jail Jared Kushner over luxury Trump resort project. You know what amazes me? Okay, two countries, okay, who's not really at the top of things to say, we are the best of democracy of things in comparison to the United States. The United States is promoting democracy around the world, okay? Listen to me, I'm not saying they're all right, but that's what they portray the world to be. But when it comes to defend democracy, look what's happening in the United States. Okay? Unlike Albanians who defend their territory, and also South Korean, when their president was trying to do a Trump kind of thing. If I'm not mistaken, that went really quickly. I think he's serving jail time. Let me see. Let me pause for a second. So this is what I wrote here. How did South Korea deal with the president who tried to steal the election? Okay, South Korea responded to former President Yoon Suk Yeol, who attempted to subvert the country's democratic process using stop the steal election fraud conspiracy theories by rapidly arresting, permanently impeaching, and sentencing him to life in prison. They dealt with him quickly. This is the failure of the United States for not doing what Trump did since January 6th. Okay? So in South Korea, they dealt with it really quickly. And I saw how it was being developed on the internet. People were protesting wherever those thing was happening. And then they took control of that. So when I said there is a form of MAGA type in each respective countries, this is one of them, of all places. Okay? If he had gotten away with it, I will not be surprised. Some of the things you see that's happening in the United States right now will be over there as well. If not worse, probably turn similar to North Korea. Okay? The attempt democratic subversion, martial law decree, all right, on December 3rd, 2024, President Yoon abruptly declared unconstitutional martial law. All right, so there's all of this. You guys could go and read about it. You could ask the same question or word it better, but I was talking on top of my head and asked Google. So this is what I mean. The United States claim they are like democratic and things like that, but you see, people are not fighting. Take African American out of there, because if African American put their start doing protesting or whatever, martial law, okay? African American understand the situation. Albanian also understand the situation. They protect their land, okay? These two countries, you don't hear them boasting globally how democratic is, good, or how perfect it is, or whatever. They don't boast about it. The people went out and protected their land. Okay, both in South Korea as well. But the United States, look what's happening. Let's continue. I shift off a little bit. Breaking: Albanian could arrest and jail Jared Kushner over luxury Trump resort project. Okay, let's talk about the Kushner-linked $4 billion luxury resort plan for one of Europe's last wild coastline, a flamingo-filled wetland in Albania that locals and environmentalists are fighting like hell to protect. Right now, no charges against Jared. The probe is focused on the seller, but its certain evidence surfaced. The path to real criminal exposure open up. Here's how. First, the setup that should already make anyone who cares about power and impunity sit up. A Miami businessman sells pristine and disputed coastal land for over $120 million to a project tied to Trump's son-in-law. That same seller is now accused by Albania's anti-corruption prosecutors of forging the deeds and laundering cocaine money through real estate fund freezing. Villagers said the land was stolen from them years ago, and they even warned the developers. Oh my goodness. Okay, the powerful will face consequences when they buy into these messes. That's the interesting part. Kushner could go to jail for this. Okay, if investigators dig up proof and Kushner or people acting with the knowledge knew the deeds were fake, look what's happening in some part of New York where, how do you call this, African Americans' properties, those brownstone, they're stealing the properties away from them. Look like they tried to do that over there. Or that villagers had strong ongoing claim and still closed the deal to lock in the land anyway, that could land fraud or use of forged documents charges. In most countries, I'm laughing at myself because there's a video of what's her name, Ivanka, Trump's daughter, talking about how she saw the property while they in their boat. They saw this beautiful. It's so crazy. If I see the video, I'll share it with you.
I'm working on an incredible project with my husband in the Mediterranean. It's massive in scale.
I think that's an understatement. Can you explain?
Yes, it is.
There's no power on this island. You're building everything from scratch. Correct.
Well, it's an unbelievable, beautiful 1,400 hectare private island in the middle of the Mediterranean. We were on a friend's boat and we stopped for a swim. Effectively, that's how we found it. We swam to the island. We went on a hike, barefoot all the way up to the top, and we were just captivated. And it stayed with us ever since. And over the course of many years, we developed the opportunity to help realize its potential and transform it, but with a lot of restraint and care, because the land is so beautiful that really the architecture has to be fully integrated into it, almost rise from it. You know, it's not even a business for me, despite the scale of it. We not only the island, but we have 5 miles of beachfront directly across from the island, this beautiful peninsula with a lagoon on one side, the ocean on the other. Beautiful white sand beaches. For me, it feels more like a challenge than anything else. The culmination of all of my experience in real estate, all of my travel, a lot of reflection on how I want to live, how I think people increasingly are wanting to live, and trying to really build something that's a tangible manifestation of that. That requires a lot of vision, the collaboration of some of the greatest masters that exist. So I was just there walking the land, really just trying to sort of be with it and experience it alongside some of the greatest living architects of our time, like true masters of their craft, people with integrity so absolute, like there will be no compromise. And that's something we want to create there. So we're very excited.
Meanwhile,
there's this guy explaining what they're doing with the island in Albania. Kushner and Ivanka Trump plan for Albanian island falls apart as more corruption exposes Kushner and Trump family.
Vernek, breaking news. Jared Kushner's big $5 billion luxury resort plan in Albania has effectively fallen apart. It started years ago when he and his partners announced plans for fancy hotels and villas on the Zvernek Peninsula and nearby Sazan Island, a protected coastal area home to flamingos and turtles. And in April this year, his group paid over $120 million to a Miami businessman named Arthur Shihu for the beachfront land. And villagers said the land was stolen from them using fake old Ottoman papers and had fought Shihu in court for years. Soon after the purchase, Albanian prosecutors charged Shihu with forging those documents, money laundering, and cocaine trafficking, then froze the payment money. In May and June, bulldozers and fences appeared on the site, sparking the Flamingo Revolution with thousands of people protesting for more than 60 days over environmental damage and land theft. The European Union also warned Albania the project could hurt its chances of joining the EU. This is the second time a Kushner project in the Balkans has collapsed after local opposition following a similar pullout from a hotel plan in Belgrade, Serbia last year. And on top of all that, Iranian officials have accused Kushner and others close to Trump of making $9 billion through insider trading tied to peace talks, claims that U.S. officials strongly denied. But I absolutely believe it.
In most countries, I just would the check. Is the elite favorite defense knowledge? Intent changes everything. Ordinary title risk is one thing. Deliberately scooping up land you know is tainted is another. Again, Haiti needs to look into those things as well. All right, they're bulldozing different part of the country, and who knows what's gonna happen to those people who had properties by the coastline. The progressive angle here isn't complicated. Wealthy foreign investors parachute into a poor country, snap up contested public adjacent land with help from local power brokers and the little people villagers who farmed it. The flamingos, the sea turtles, get steamrolled. If the buyer knew the title was rotten and did it, and did it anyway, it's not savvy deal making. That's exploiting a broken system for private gain. Albanian SPAC, SPAK, exists precisely because this kind of elite land grab has been a national trauma for decades. Route 2 for jail's time for Jared Kushner is the money laundering exposure. The seller is tied to alleged South American cocaine network using Albanian property to clean cash. If evidence showed the investors' side knew they were dealing with dirty proceeds or structured things to help obscure the origin, money laundering charges become possible. The rich love I didn't ask too many questions and quote willfully blindless has limit when the sums are this large and the red flags this bright. Route 3 is the corruption angle that always hang over these deals. The project needed changes to protect area rules and fast-track approval. Albanian government has aggressively backed it while protesters face tear gas and water cannon. If proof emerge of improper payment, influence peddling, or direct pressure to rewrite environmental protection for a billionaire-linked resort, that's classic spot territory. Foreign capital, local political cover, and ecological sacrifice is a story progressive movements have been documenting for years. The question is whether the paper trail ever reached the principles. Route 4 is the border organized crime or conspiracy linked. Higher bar, but if the acquisition is shown to be entangled with the same network the seller is accused of running and the investor side knowingly played along, participation charge could follow. All right, so that's I read the the thread. All right, so there's some comment here. And they should arrest him. They should start first by removing that corrupt Edi Rama from power. He changed the law so he could sell the land to terrorist war criminals. Hoping, be careful, Albania. If you allow even a square of your space, your whole country will eventually be taken over. Learn from history. Like Palestinian. Just do it, Albania. Put him behind bars and don't let him out. Alright, so there's more comment. You could pause and read. I want to finish this video. I have 2 more. Okay, while I'm editing this video, there's something that came to mind. A while back, could have been 3 or 4 years ago, there's this person. Look at the thumbnails. I remember the thumbnails. There's this guy in front and there's a red cross behind it. It's from an island. This person came from one of the Caribbean countries, and then the moment he landed in Florida, he was arrested, and there were some issues. I completely forgot what I think I read an article in there where they had to do something with banking and whatnot. I'm wondering if all of this are connected. Okay, from Venezuela to capture, because they needed money to build those things. Okay, these people have a bigger plan, so they want to build wherever they seizing land and countries, whatnot. So they need money. The Venezuela thing is one of them, and what they've done to the U.S., where the first thing that Trump did some exchange of money with Argentina. I don't know, and that other video that I did a while back, could have been 3 years ago. I'm wondering if all of this are connected, because they're gonna need a bank to put the money that they're seizing from different places. So that video I did several years ago, I'm wondering if there's some connection to it. But anyway, let's get back to the original recording. Well, no, this is the last one. The next one that I have is a YouTube video. I don't think I want to cover it. All right, next to it. Netanyahu, this is the Golan Heights. It's our ancestral land. Did Iran Abbas, what do you pronounce it? Abbas Awagashi? Which ancestor? Your country is younger than my father. Okay, they're talking about Israel. Okay, it's saying that this is the thing. These people are trying to take land. When I said they're trying to do the same thing with Haiti, it's the same thing. What they're doing right now, there's a whole bunch of connection. Which video that I was talking about it today? I did 4 videos. Could have been the last video. Where, what is it? Dominican Republic is mistreating Haitian. They're giving the politician in Dominican Republic to do the dirty work for them. Okay, at the end of the day, if they succeed, they got rid of Haitians and they take the country away from Haiti. All right, what do you think is gonna happen to Dominican Republic? One thing for sure, Dominican will never accept Dominican as white. Okay, this is the whole thing here. They will never accept Dominican as white. So while they're putting Dominican on a pedestal right now, thinking that they are part of the deal or part of their table, making you feel comfortable, you are accepted, but at the end of the day, they just making you feel good so you could do the dirty work for them. Once you do that, then they'll turn on you. Okay, so everything is about land. All right, they want to cover the entire land. They want to replace black people, the history, okay, of black people. Because when I'm about the Bible is pretty much the history of black people. So black people were all over the world, every corner of the world. So they want to change that, okay? They want to do the reverse. So they could say, because they already start with the Bible, they said Jesus was white. But now people are finding out that Jesus was black. Okay, so they want to reverse that. Okay, these people, all of their generation, continue what their forefathers started. Okay, so they want to reverse that. Every corner of the globe, they want to make sure it's only white people. So they could say, you see, the Bible was true. There's no more black people on this earth. We were right. Jesus was white. This is in my puny brain, this is their ultimate goal. So while they're doing that, every generation, every centuries, they're doing their disaster, genocides, and whatnot. Okay, their ultimate goal, they want to make sure, because these people are good at stealing people's creativity, anything that is good, because they don't have the mentality to do anything good. Their mind is full evil. So they want to be that. So in order for them to do that, all right, they already start with the Bible. The pictures in the Bible, images are all white. So now they're cleaning up house. Every part of the globe, they want to make sure it's only white people, so they could confirm that, yes, Jesus was white. Do you see any black people on this earth? There's no more black people on this earth. So they go in every centuries, every decade, they doing some genocide. Okay? So they're trying right now to take the Middle East over. Whatever they have set in their mind to say this is where Jesus was born, the white Jesus. Okay? When in fact, Jesus was black. Okay? So that's that. Please take a moment to subscribe, like, and share. If you want to support this channel, there's a PayPal link. Did I even read this? Oh yeah, I did. Where Israel is saying the land, Palestine is theirs, and then Iran is saying, my father is older than you, your land, and how you gonna tell Iran that this is your land? Alright, because I think Iran is like one of the oldest civilization. Let's look it up. Okay, when I say things like that, I like to make sure what I'm saying is true. I ask, is Iran the oldest civilization in the world? Iran is home to one of the world's oldest continuous major civilizations with organized urban settlements and proto-written on the Iranian plateau dating back to the 4th and 3rd millennia BC. The earliest formal civilization in the region was Ima, beginning around 3200 BC, alongside early regional cultures like the Gerwaf culture. Alright, so yeah, Iran is one of the oldest. So how the hell this guy is gonna come and say, Israel is older? Alright, so this is why Iran has one of the most smartest group of people who hold power, okay, and public office. Okay, that's another thing I could look up to. Okay, so I asked, is Iran has the most educated people who hold office? It says no, Iran does not have the most educated people who hold office. Maybe a political office. That's what I was thinking of. You hold political. That's political office. It's still no. Okay, no, the claim that 80% of Iranians' population hold master degree or PhD is a rival internet myth. Official data shows that only a small fraction of Iranians hold advanced doctorate, okay, or master degree. All right, who can we compare it with? Okay, let me pause. You could pause and read the rest, okay? Oh, Ukraine is number one. Okay, I asked Google, which country has the most educated people who hold political office? I put it by. Okay, according to data compiled by The Economist, Ukraine has the highest proportion of politicians holding advanced postgraduate degree, with nearly a quarter, 25% of its legislators hold doctorate, PhDs. Okay, so it's what is it? Ukraine. I was gonna stop, but they're putting the United States right now, not in 2020, 2026. United States more than 2/3 of U.S. federal government. Not now, because Trump removed them. Those DEI kind of thing. He removed them. Okay, this is why the U.S. was high above. But Trump decided to remove it, and you see, he bring it right down. So white supremacy is taking the full blame for that. But anyway, please take a moment to subscribe, like, and share. If you want to support this channel, there's a PayPal link and a Cash App link in the description. You could donate. Those who have donated, thank you. New subscribers, welcome. All right, thanks for watching.
Kanaka. It is a great privilege to be with all of you today.
You know, we ask for forgiveness and please come back.
As you saw me find the love and happiness that I'd hoped for all my life. You are all in this together, and if I may speak personally, we are all in this together, because asking for help was one of the best decisions that I ever made. You will be continually amazed how life changes for the better.